So I've got some old and some new mixed together. So I'm going to show you, get the stuff off my desk. And then I've got a couple of cards that I'm going to do for you. And then I'll show you, I haven't even taken it out, all the different ribbons that are floating around in here. Yesterday when I did my live to pull the ribbon out to dry it, I had my pajamas on. So there you go. They were clean pajamas, but it was because it was raining, I wasn't going to go anywhere. And I knew nobody was coming over, so there was no point in getting dressed. So I thought I'll just do a live and everything's going to go that way, but I noticed in a couple of shots you could see my pajamas. So there you go. If you want lots of people to watch your live, don't get dressed, because apparently that works. So here are, I think mostly on top are my camp projects. And most of them, I think, now have videos up. So this one we're going to do at camp this weekend. And it was the first card that I did that had, oh, hang on. I'm going to put this over on our, if I can. I don't know if it'll let me when I'm logged in here. It'll let me go in one group. If, Heather, if it will let you share it to the, at Friends to Stamp page, because I said I would, but when I'm logged in as my business page, it doesn't let me. It's weird. So, I know, I like being comfy, and I like cleaning my stamps off and my brushes off on my legs, and then sometimes I forget that I'm dressed because I like to create in my pajamas and my sweats, and then I wipe my stuff on my good pants. Bad habit. So this was the card that I designed for End Stage that had the colored tool. And that was the first card that I made. And a lot of people have asked about it, like rubbing off, and if I needed to do vinegar or alcohol or something to set the ink. But this card, I made it, it's been about a month now, and it's been, lots of people have seen it, and it's been through lots of stuff, and lots of people have touched it, and no ink is coming off the ribbon. So unless you really just like to add extra steps or some smelly stuff, I would say don't, because you don't need it. So there is a video up for this on YouTube. It's super simple, and it's the one where I filled the aqua painters with the refill. And that I have some more plans of what to do with those. This also, I did the aqua painters with the refills. And this is a card that's way prettier in person. You just can't see it on camera. But if you want to do it, we're not going to have the adhesive sheets much longer, so you need to order those before they retire. That is one of the retiring things that I will miss. I use those a lot, and we use them at camp a lot because they make all of the fiddly little bits of the die cutting work so much better. This is also a retiring set that I have had since the catalog. This current catalog was new, and I only just used it, and once I used it, I fell in love with it. And it also has the brusho on it, and the brusho are retiring. We're going to get new, but I think it would be nice to have all of the colors. So if you don't have these colors, you might want to get these, because then you can work these and the other. And they're so pretty. They're super pretty in person. And these are colored with the shimmer paints. But there's also a video of that on my YouTube. And then this is the card. We're doing this one at camp this week too. It's a window card. And it's just, when you have the thicker designer series paper, you can use it for a base of your card. And this is the card that actually had white flax ribbon on it. And I knew that when I made the card, the color that I dyed my spool, I have one spool of flax because we didn't know if it was going to carry over to the new catalog. And so you hate to buy a new spool of ribbon when you don't know if it's going to carry. So I had dyed it a color. This is razzleberry, but I knew the blackberry would work. And part of what I had done on this card was use colors that aren't actually in the paper, but are close enough that work. Because we used blends, and I didn't have all the blends. Hi, Susan. So on this card, I didn't have any white flax left to try on my olive solution. So I took the white that was on it off and switched it over. Because at camp, they're going to use, hi, Julie. They're going to use this color anyways. So I took, and it's not the only card. There's 3 pieces of ribbon in here that I took off of projects that I do have, that I did have, because sometimes, you know, you have things that have gotten bent or whatever, and you hate to use the ribbon. How many of us have little jars of ribbon that we've pulled off projects that we're getting rid of? So the flax off of the original card is now in here. So it's going to be olive, hopefully. Like I said, I haven't looked at it. And then here's another. It's that time of year, if you're a demonstrator, that you try to use up designer series paper. So I'm using whole sheets of paper as my card, but this specialty paper is thick enough, and it's so pretty as a card. And then just some of the other Susan's on. Oh, I wondered about that, Heather. Yeah, that's same with me. That's why I can't share it to that page, because I'll do it later. Because when I'm logged in as my Facebook page, that's not a page I manage. So here is, Susan made this, and it's with the new Arts and Craft set. And Tanya made this. So I won't have videos for these because I didn't do it. So if you want to see their YouTubes, then you'll have to go if they make one. This is a super pretty set. You'll want the Arts and Crafts just for the paper clip, which this one posted yesterday, and it's stuck. And this is going to be, I've decided that the bird set and this set will be my first online classes, that if you buy the stamps, you'll get the free supplies to make some cards. So this posted to YouTube yesterday, I think. Yesterday, yeah. And this one the day before. So these will be my first two. That way I'll give you a totally different option of looks. And I know none of you will all have it, because a lot of times when I do a class, you were all like, well, I already have that set. So none of you will have it, because it'll be brand new. And then the one that posted today, actually Heather designed, but it's a little different because we ran out of the ribbon that she used. But this is the new Magnolia set. And then Susan did this one. So again, I won't have the video. And we also ran out of those little cork pieces, are part of the Magnolia set or collection. And we ran out of, we had 2 containers, I think, of the tags and the flowers. Now there's lots and lots of leaves. So I'll have to come up with a project that has leaves, because I have tons of leaves left, but no tags and no flowers. And then this one has been really popular on YouTube, and it was super simple. So that's the only one that I know for sure that will be a June camp project. The rest of them, I'm all like, we'll see. But that one I did say when I posted it. This is another in-stage project, because some of you have asked what we did at in-stage. And this one has not gone up on YouTube yet. And it will be a minute before I get it up there. But it doesn't use the stained glass paper. If you have this set, hi Bunky. She made this card. If if you have this stamp set and die set, it is staying in the catalog, but the paper is not. This doesn't use the paper, but if you want to get the vellum, you need to get it before it retires. So that's what I have to show you of just some of the stuff that's laying around, and now I can clear off my desk. The first project I'm going to show you today is one that they're going to do at camp, and actually we were going to do it at camp in January, but no sooner I got the stuff, and then they sold out. So it is called, it uses the, oh, and I have these little boxes. If you haven't seen the new catalog, they're little Stampin' Up boxes with little Stampin' Up washi tape. They're super, super cute. And I look forward to putting favors in those. But this little project kit is called Incredible IQ Project Kit. And I've got some dimensional backings in my catalog, because those things that end up everywhere. So we did make something with the stamp set, because as soon as I bought the kit, it went on back order, but it's available now, and it's super, super pretty, and they go together really well. So these 2 cards are 2 of the ones they're gonna make at camp. It comes with all the envelopes. It comes with stuff to make 16 cards and envelopes, and they go together really quickly. They all have die cut papers. You can see I want to ruin it, but this paper here is die cut, and it just lays on top. So, you know, I was really tempted to like put it through the big shot and have it through the settle, or do something different to them, or add some different ribbon. And then I thought, no, I just want to leave it as is, just to show how super, super easy they are to use. And they all come with these fun little envelopes. So I'm going to show you just how easy they are, and I'm going to do one more because we didn't need quite all of them for my camp. So let me aim this down. Hopefully I don't break it because like I said, it's, oh, my thing is, it's not working well. And you know, and I'll get home and my husband will like flip, and he'll say, oh, see, it's working fine. And I'll be like, whatever. Can you see it? Oh, I'm waiting for it to catch up on my thing. And I hate that Facebook only goes long ways. It's not terrible. Maybe a little bit more. I don't want my phone to fall out. Okay, we'll see if that's good. I'm not going to put this on YouTube because if I put it on YouTube, then I'll have some more people tell me that, you know, that I need some more help with my camera angles or my lighting. I am going to turn a light on because I have lots of people over there giving me all kinds of advice on how to do my stuff. Sometimes I think I should just go back to school. I think Mr. UPS is here with the stamp order. I can hear him, but it's not mine. It's my daughter's. So when you get it, it comes with all this stuff. So let's see, who has a preference? Shall we do this floral card or this pink card? What do you think? Somebody pick. Of course, I have to wait for it to catch up for one of you to pick because it is a delay. Let me get a drink of water while somebody picks. Anybody have any preference? And then it comes also with this fun little plastic container thing that you, after you make the cards. Okay, pink, thank you. We'll go for pink. And after you make them, I knew what ponk was. I knew it meant pink. Because, you know, we can all read phone typing. And we can all read autocorrect that was meant to go the other. And lots of our Stampin' words get autocorrected wrong. I mean, they were right and autocorrect puts them wrong. And yeah. So it comes with this fun little container that you can, once the cards are done, they'll slide back in there. So when I get it done, I'll show you how that works. So it comes with the little project instructions, which I think were made by a man because all they have is little numbers. But they're so simple that you don't need any more. They're more basic than a paper pumpkin. It's got some numbers and that's it. And then for my camp, a lot of times, like what they want most at camp, if any of you camp girls are watching, is birthdays. Because, you know, everybody needs more birthday cards than other occasions. And, you know, Stampin' Up, we like some funky sayings. So this one has not anything that just says birthday. So I pulled this one out. I don't know where I laid those cards. But these little birthday sayings happen to fit on the tag. So the ones we're doing at camp, I didn't use the stamp set. Because the kit doesn't come with the stamp set. You have to buy it separately. So I just wanted to show them that what they already have. Because my camp girls have a lot of stamps. So more than likely, they already have something that will fit. And if they don't want to stamp any that I have, they can take it home and find one of their little sayings that, something that fits on it. So this tells you exactly what you need. And you can see like these little things here. I need 3 of the little flowers and I've already punched them out. And they would be pretty to put through this little folder. Or, you know, some of our other embossing folders. But just for ease, I thought I would just leave it. So it tells you that you need that. And the pretty card. And one of these. And then you need 2 of the outline. And 1 of the whole. And so all of the glitter stuff's already. I'm going to have this green glitter all over my burgundy shirt. But that's okay. Anything for some glitter. I should have punched these out ahead of time. I did punch out. Oh, and look, it's even going to give you some little stuff that you could throw in the envelope if you like. For camp, I just punched out everything. If you were doing a class for new people, or if you buy this just for yourselves, you can punch out everything ahead of time, and then I just stuck everything for each card in the envelope. Because we're doing a couple of cards that are coloring and use the Stamparatus. and nobody coming to camp is quite a Stamparatus expert yet. So this way we'll have some projects that I like to have, some that take a little bit more time and some that are a little faster. So these will be their fast cards, because it's literally just gluing together. And the ones I did yesterday didn't have, I didn't do these, we did the other two. So pop these out. Has anybody used these? Hi, Mary. Have you been to Kathy's new house? I didn't know if it was close to you. It's Franklin, right? That's where my grandparents were from. My great-grandparents. I guess my grandma grew up there. So I guess she was from there. Okay, so we've got those. And then it comes with its own dimensionals, and it comes with some rhinestones. And then it gives you several options of colors. I just went with the Lovely Lipstick because it's nice and bold. And then, I don't know, I haven't mounted all these. Let's see if this giant one fits. Time for a spectacular celebration. This set's retiring, and I only ever used it once, but it's not going to fit on there. So I'm going to go with the Incredibly Proud of You. Let's put all this stuff back. This one right here has an overlay. Where's the other overlays? It also has a die cut overlay that goes through and you can see the flowers through. Excuse me, here it is. So when you lay on it, it goes over these. So it's super pretty as well. And then it has a little thing that goes there. So just pop that open. And then this one is from the stamp set that matches or comes with the kit. Another thing that's retiring are the refills for the kits. So if there's any kit in the current catalog that you already have the stamp sets for, they must not sell the refills as much as the full kits. So if you have one and you want to get the refill for it, you should get that now, because otherwise if you wait till next year, you'll have to rebuy the whole thing again with the stamps and everything in it. So now once you have, whoops, I didn't need two of these. Once you have all this, literally all you do is stick it all together. And I put the instructions up, so we're just going to hope that I know what I'm doing. When you have these overlays like this, and you're going to stick a tag on, you can just stick a whole bunch of adhesive right here in the middle. And then just stick your overlay there and it gets covered up. So that's a little tip for you. And then I'm going to use some other dimensionals. And then again, you can just stick some over the top, because that's going to cover it all up. And it just had these stuck here. I'm just doing this from memory, but it seems like this is what it did. And really, you can't go wrong here. And then we'll stick this on. Here, I think they all have some of the twine, so we'll put some twine. And with it, I just, on the ones I did yesterday, I just stuck some again where I stuck the where you stick your adhesive, and then just make sure that it's going to be bigger than your tag and that the ends are hidden. Where's my other end? So stick your two ends in there. And it's all an optical illusion, just so it's stuck in there. Just like this, which it looks really ugly right now, but as soon as you get your tag on top, it'll be pretty. These are tiny dimensionals. It comes with big ones, but because I stuck them back in the bucket for camp. And these are why I have the tiny little. have dimension backs everywhere. So just stick this on here. I mean, seriously, these are the fastest cards. And then stick these on here. I'm not quite sure where they put them. I'm just gonna put them like this. And then another thing that I wanted to do, because you know you can color these with blends, but again I just went for ease and just did it just like the kit. But I'm going to stick these in the centers of my flowers. I'm not sure that's what they did in their instructions, but if I was going to do it and I was really making them for me, I would color them lipstick so they matched. But they're pretty just like this. So super, super quick. And then it matches, your own envelopes all match. All the envelopes are the same. And then when you're all done, you take them in this cute little plastic case that it comes with. All 16 of them fit in here. And they just slide in here. And it has a little snap on it, and you could give it as a gift, or you can keep them for when you need them, or if you, my daughter sells cards, so I mean you could always have some in your car or at your office, and it keeps them all nice and safe. It's a sturdy little, it's like the card boxes that we used to sell. It's the same plastic material. So, can't beat that. And those are retiring, and the stamp set that goes with it's retiring, so if you like those, you need to get it before they're gone. And the next thing I'm going to show you, let me get these out because I'm losing some of my flowers. I will probably have some of these left after camp. So if I do, probably next time I do a live, I will use some of them as prizes. I'm done. You can make them yourself. Yeah, Julie, they're super cute, and this one's in here, and the one next to it is actually my daughter's favorite. I like this one the best, but she likes the one next to it, so they're both cute. Again, if anybody's just joining, these are the ones that they're doing at camp. So this one from the picture I thought was the least pretty, but it has, and again, my need to change it because there's a whole piece of green glitter cardstock under there, so you can see the laser cut through. It's actually ends up being one of the prettier ones, but in the picture it just looks kind of blah, but when you see it in real life it's super pretty. So the next one I'm going to show you, one of the things, like every year there's some things that I'm sad that are leaving, and this year the wood paper is one of the things that's leaving. So I am kind of sad that the wood paper is leaving. And another stamp set that's going from the Occasions catalog, and I've only stamped with it one time, is the Noah's Ark. I feel like it just came out. I hardly had time to use it, and now it's gone. So I'm going to use it now for you guys, and then I will film it again and put it on YouTube. So at least I will have used it twice. I don't know that we'll make this card at camp because it takes a minute. So, because there's a couple, you know, sometimes you feel like cards, you can spend more time on a card. And this is a baby card. So like baby cards and wedding cards, there's some cards I feel like people save that they're not likely to throw away. You know, people throw away birthday cards because they get them a lot. But when people get married or they have a baby, especially if it's their first baby, they're more likely to keep it. So the wood paper, and it's been in the catalog. It did stay 1 year, which our wood papers our designer series papers often go. Like they're just around 1 year and then they're gone. So the fact that it stayed twice gave me a tiny bit of hope that it would be in again. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to stamp the whole thing. And this is just Memento ink. I'm going to stamp it right here in the middle. And you want it in the middle because you're going to cut it out, and then you're going to use, especially if it's a year from now and you can't order the paper anymore, Because what you're going to end up doing is you're going to cut this out, and then you're going to mount this over the top of it. Yeah. And the other thing too, Julie, is that sometimes in a lot of the sets of designer series paper, they throw in a sheet or two that on the reverse side has a piece of wood paper. So I think too that's helped, because I have 3 packages that are open right now of this, and the one I wanted to use is the lighter color, like the one that looks like my office floor and my bricks and my table. And apparently I've liked those the best because I have none of that piece left. And there are 2 current designer series papers that have 12 by 12 sheets that have that lighter wood in it. So I think that they've just been giving us wood in other places. So if you cut this, put this here, then when you go later to use it as a layer, then you can put that there. And there'll be a tiny little slit in it, but nobody's ever going to see it. You wouldn't know it's there. But if you're running low on paper, it's definitely worth it to have a tiny slit, and your ribbon can cover that up. So then this is a piece of shimmer white cardstock, and we're going to stamp it again over here. And this time I don't need it all. I just mainly need the animals. I wanted a pastel colored card. And I like to watercolor on the shimmer. I just like the shimmer white. It's my favorite. So press to make sure you get everything everywhere. The other thing that's leaving are the wood stamps. So if you love wood, this is your last chance, except for some of the background stamps. Oh, and look, I didn't get I had the alligator's heads go right off the edge. They had no noses. What did I get for it? I was looking at comments on the thing and not looking at the card. There. That time, made sure their noses were on. Okay. That's better. Now they're all on there. So I want a pastel colored card. So the easiest way to do that is to use your watercolor pencils. And the good news is, in the new catalog, this assorted set that was available for a limited time last fall, it's back in there. So now I don't have to look at my pencils when I use them and figure out what's in the catalog, because you can, if you don't have all the colors right now, you'll be able to. So when you want to color pastel, can you guys see that? What you want to do is use as little color as possible. So this is flamingo. So to color the flamingos, just kind of like put just a swash of color. Like, don't press hard and don't put a lot. And then here's the gray. So just draw a little line of color. Okay, now I'm doing it upside down so you can see. So a little bit on the elephant, and then up here on the koalas. But you don't want very much color because we do want it to be pastel. I'll get the things and so like on these birds, literally just one swash of color through them. And then the crocodiles or alligators, whichever they are. This is Granny Apple. And this is Garden. And this is Calypso. So a little bit more on the bellies of I need to sharpen my pencils, of the flamingo. And then I have purple for my flag, and I don't want it to be dark, so I'm literally just going to draw a line on it. And then Cajun, we'll do our lions in Cajun. And just kind of circle around. I'm pressing as light as I can. Hi, Carol. And then espresso. For espresso, I'm going to grab my arc too, and I'm just going to put one line of color, like on every other plank. And then on the roof and in the window. So I've done that on there. And then I'll give one more little swash of espresso in the lion's head. This is all, you know, it's like hard to decide what colors to do some of these animals. And then this is daffodil. So I'm just going to do I don't want like yellow giraffes. So I'm just going to do a real quick swipe of the daffodil, and then the same with the crushed curry. So it's not yellow and it's not crushed curry. And then the mane of my lion. And then I have pumpkin pie. And I'm going to do the legs of my flamingo and his beaks. And then a tiny bit through there. And then I forgot my espresso needs to be, when you do the giraffe, you can see my mistake on the other side. When you do the giraffe's dots, just one like splodge of color in his stripes. Because if you start to get too much, then this is no longer going to be pastel. And then just a tip for you. I have my black one here because I do want like the noses of the koalas and the noses of my lions, and I want the zebra stripes to be black. But I'm going to use my blender pen, and if you at all touch the tip of your blender pen into the black, it's going to get black on your blender pen and it's going to smear black. So what I do is I'm going to color all of this first with my blender pen, and then I'm going to add my black, and I'm going to do that after I do my blender pen, and that will save you any heartache of being almost done and then getting black, especially on your cute little pastel Noah's Ark and having some black smudge everywhere. So just do it last. So take your blender pen and start with your lightest colors. So let's go literally with the gray. And I don't need my boat because my boat's stamped over here. So start where your color is and just pull it into the center. I'm going to see if I can hold it up here where you can see it a little better. Because there's not very much color on here, so we don't need very much. Do the same with the koalas. Like, go from color, the same color, so you don't have to. It's going to take me too long. My camera's still making me nervous. I'm going to try one more time to kind of tilt it. Now it's about ready to pop out of the thing altogether. Maybe that's a little better. You know, when we have our fancy camera, when we do it at the Wonder Basement, we have the ability now to zoom in. Your phone does not let you do that. I wish it did. I think some people's phones do, because our friend Teresa does. So you're literally just going to take this now and go and pull like your color down. And you're going to do that to all of them. So through the magic of me doing this 15 minutes before I went online. Literally, I was in the shower at like 11:30, not knowing what I was going to do. So you color all of these, and then I just cut them out. So here they all are colored and cut out. We put them on here so you can see them better. And it doesn't take long. The cutting out takes a little bit longer. The cutting out is why we won't do them at camp. If I was just going to leave it colored, I would do it at camp, but the cutting out takes a little bit longer. But it's super cute like that. The thing that bothers me when I cut stuff out is how they're all kind of like bent up on the corners. Can you see how it's bent up? And that bothers me. So there is a way that I'm going to fix them. So I have then my other pieces. I cut out, here's the pieces I cut out again from the brown piece that I stamped on, the wood piece. So you need to leave enough that you're going to be able to tape it all back together, because you're going to piece it back together. So take and tape over the top of the animals, because obviously on here you don't want the animals. So just put your snail over the top of their heads. And then just like a puzzle, just put them right back over the top of the arc here. And then you need to replace the top of the arc. And so what I did this time, I didn't want to try to put my snail on these little koala guys here. So take your koalas on the back of this one and put your snail here, just on the koalas. And don't put it on your flag because you want a little bit of dimension to your card, so you don't want it stuck up into nothing because it doesn't go all the way up. And then again, just like a puzzle, you're just going to stick this back together. So now you have it like this, but you still have all of those little bent up edges. See, like where they're cut and they kind of curl, and that bothers me. So what I did was our little wonder folder, which it's hopefully it never goes away, but I'm going to use 2 embossing folders on this. The first one I'm going to use is the settles folder, because when you put this in here, it's going to smash all those little bent up pieces down. And you do want to make sure you use it right side up, so put it so the Stampin' Up is up. So let me get that. And this is not retiring. But anytime you have bent paper, anytime you want to smash things together, like it's going to take those pieces and it's going to make them stick together really well. So just one pass through with the die cutting machine. And then it becomes all one piece. And then all those little silly edges where you cut and they kind of curl up, they're all pressed flat back down, and it looks wonderful. Then the one that is retiring, and the reason I was able to cut the water off the bottom, I don't remember what this is called. I meant to look it up. It's called like ruffled, I think. Is it ruffled? One of you all know, because when you're doing this, then like words don't come to you, but when you're sitting there, you can remember. So put your vanilla piece back in here. I think it is ruffled. So this one has the benefit of looking a little bit like ribbons, so a little bit like a baby card, but also a little bit like water. So it's a double whammy. If I can get it lined up. You know, use the big shot. Sitting up is easy. I mean, standing up is easier than sitting down. So, and I do love this folder, and I will be sad to see it go. So, if you don't have it, it's a fun one to get. But now when you put this on here, even though I've cut the water off, it gives the illusion that the water's back. So I'm gonna take this, stick it on here. And then some of the ribbon that I've been coloring. This is colored with Mango, and it's our polka dot tool. So get about this much doubled. And cut that. And then this will also help cover up a little bit of that. So take the end where you've doubled it, and then tie a bow there. Tight so the thing is, but before you pull it tight, just make sure it looks good, because once this is pulled tight, then it's hard to untie. Just like that. And then you're going to take your card and flip it over where you know those ends are going to wrap. This is why if you cut this piece of thing cardstock here to get in to cut these two pieces out, you'd be able to cover it up. So lay this on here, and then kind of spread these apart, and then that snail will grab it on the back. And do the same over here. And then take this piece. I'm just going to cover this up. And then it comes with these tiny little fish, the set. So down under here, this is where you hope that you can stamp well. After your card's all the way done and you're adding some tiny little fish. got some fish down there, and then I'm gonna add some blue to those real quick. And I have these just a little bit darker than the rest of it because some of the ribbon's gonna cover it up in just a second. So they're kind of down under the C. So then you take this and separate all these apart, and you can see it's not stuck to my card yet. When I first started card making, all I did was heat emboss. I didn't even own an ink pad for probably the first 3 years of stamping. Okay, and then you just take your glue dots kind of once those are where you want them to be. This is the other reason I like the tool, is because you can kind of place it. So if you think you can't do bows, this one you can do a bow because you can make it go wherever you want it to be. Just place a couple of glue dots so it holds it where you want it to go. Just like this. Get our card and mount the whole thing together. And it's done. And it keeps the pastel look. So it's cute enough for a baby card, and because it's got the 3D effect, you could even make it like put it with a gift and have some kind of a frame or something with it. So the paper's retiring, the stamps are retiring, the folder's retiring, but the ribbon and the watercolor pencils will stay. So that's that card, and I will do a YouTube tutorial on that. That's a little bit closer up so you can see that. Thanks, guys. So the last thing I have, I will tell you that if you are shopping, that over on my website I have some weekend specials. I always have weekend specials, and they go with the retiring product. So you can go over there, and if you need a catalog, all the ways that you can get one from me are over on my website. I'm gonna lose my stamps. These are heavy. So the last thing I want to show you is, if you didn't see, I did go live this morning. Here's the ribbon, and this is the ribbon that I've been dyeing, which is what I just used before. I'm going to switch to a clean plate. So this is a whole spool of the tulle, and that was on here. It's blackberry, and I did a whole spool of blackberry, and it's also mixed with the white. The dark and the light color are really pretty together. So I took a whole spool of the white and I stuck it in here. And people have asked if it changes texture. It doesn't change texture at all. So after it's done. So I put this in my solution on Monday. And then I took it out yesterday. I don't know what time it was. It was in the morning-ish. It was before lunch. I had my pajamas on, but that doesn't help because I never got dressed. So that doesn't help me. So I took it out and it was dry by this morning. So less than 24 hours. So all of those videos are on my Facebook page of me taking it out. Like, all I literally do is take it out of here and I set it on here. And then I put some tissues on there so it sops up the dripping water. And then once yesterday afternoon, I came and I swapped tissues. And then after that, that was all the water that was left on there. But you can see it holds it feels just like the tulle. It doesn't change. It doesn't get green on my hands. And there's other ways you can do it. You can color it with a sponge. You can rub it over your stamp pad. But if you have a favorite color, or if you're working on wedding invitations or Christmas cards, or you have a class, or you have something where you need a lot of one color, for one, if you did a whole spool of ribbon, it would use, I would think, almost all the ink in one blend. So that would just be a horrible, sad waste of a blend, because this was 25 drops of re-inker and a little bit of water, and it all fit into this jar. So I'm not going to wind this all on here. But you can see it just goes right back on here, and then you end up like with a spool of real red. So then you can have whichever colors you want. And this ribbon's so easy to work with. You could store the dye. This is the dye that I had yesterday. And when I put these other ribbons in it, I checked them after about an hour, and they weren't soaking up very well. So I added some more dye to it. So I think that really the dye ends up in the ribbon. So I had to add a little bit more. And these are just fall jars, and you know you can get those inexpensive. I will tell you, it's really pretty when you have several of them in your office stacked up. And remember, like when we were in grade school and you used to do, I think it was chrysanthemums. Remember, you'd have white ones and you would stick them in the dyes and you would watch the dye go up in your classroom. So it would be fun to do Stampin' Up! Colors. But here's just some other ribbons. And I'm just going to take them out and I will tell you what they are. I wanted to do this last so my hands weren't dirty while I stamped. And this is just a melamine plate, and it just wipes right back off. Like, it doesn't stain my plate because I've done a bunch of colors on here. I've done Bermuda Bay, I've done Spruce, done the Blackberry, the Red, the Mango. The darker colors, like the Mango, I think is just as pretty as some of the other ones. So this is the only one that's not working very well. Some of the like blends of, I think this is polyester. So it's our new ribbon, and it's quite stunningly beautiful. It's this, and it is called Organdy Striped Ribbon, and it's going to be in one of, I filmed this, Petal Pink, but I haven't put it on YouTube yet. It's a gorgeous ribbon, and it's just not, it's not turned olive yet, and it's been in there since Monday. So just let this be beautiful ribbon, but whatever the polyester is, it's not soaking up. So I thought maybe I need some tissues. Don't do that one. Don't waste your beautiful ribbon because it's an ugly gray color. It's not even close to. So then this one is new ribbon. This is the new Magnolia Ribbon. And it was kind of, it's kind of like, it's an, I don't have the original over here. It's kind of like a, it's not brown. Oh, I do have it. I was trying to think of what color to call it. Here it is. So it's kind of a burlappy, but a soft one. And the edges of it are white. So because it has the white edges, the edges on it have gone a little bit more. Here, let me put it on here. Let me turn this other light on because it's gotten cloudier outside. That helps a little bit more. So the edges are a little bit more fluorescent green. So you, before I would do whole spools of anything, I would definitely test. This is the flax. The flax, I think, will be just like the polka dot tool, and I think it's the white flax. It takes to the color super, super well. So I think with it, you're pretty safe in sticking anything in sticking the flax in any color. Then this is our new ribbon that comes in the, it's a vanilla ribbon, and it comes in the butterfly, the bird ballad ribbon. And you can see it's a little darker because it started out vanilla. It's pretty. It has a little shabby chic look to it. Is shabby chic still a thing? I don't know. And then this is another one that I took off a card. So it's here. I'm gonna do two of them. I'm gonna swap them over. Because the olive that's on the vanilla ribbon doesn't even look like the olive on the other. So this is the gold lined vanilla, and the gold stays gold, and then it's got a piece of the white twine tied on it because it was on a card and I pulled it off because the card had gotten ruined. So I will let those dry, and then I'll take pictures of them and I'll put them on my Facebook and on my website so you can see them. So it's a fun thing to try, and I mean, it doesn't cost. Here's my olive, and it's not one of the new refills. It's one of the old formulas. So I mean, I've done now lots of it it takes a lot to use up a refill. So, I mean, refills are like $3.75. So, and I've not even used a third of it. So, it's an inexpensive way. It's fun. You could even let your kids try it. I remember when my daughter was little. I mean, she's a teacher now, so we're talking years ago. But we used to do Easter eggs with Stampin' Up! Colors. Did y'all do that? And then we did use vinegar. But we did, the Stampin' Up! Easter eggs. I don't think that's been as popular. I should have done that a couple of weeks ago, but I was too busy to do Easter eggs. So that's what I have for you today. So if anybody have any questions about the ribbon or about the cards or about the card kit, about the retiring list, next week I have a couple of more. I have one card that I filmed and I think 2 more left in my film line of new things. And then after that, I'm going to go to retiring stamp sets. So if there's any that you want, I'm talking to nobody now. If there's any stamp sets, or especially like I have the roller coaster, and I've stamped with the roller coaster set 2 or 3 times. I made trades with it for on stage, but I've never ever put the roller coaster through with the die cutting machine. So I am going to do something with the roller coaster. I had the same with the storybook. Oh, you're welcome, Julie. I have the storybook Serenade, and I use the stamps, but I never use the little pop-up pieces. So there are some things that I'm going to try to use because I never use them. But if there's something that you have and I have it, and you want to ask, then, because literally I probably have 30 things and probably 10 or so I've never used. So I can't do them all. So if somebody has a request, that would help me decide. And if you come to camp and you have something that you want to try at camp, of course most of you will be here this weekend, so I can ask you. But be thinking about that, because then you could give me some suggestions, and at least it will give me some focus. Because when I look at my giant stack of stamps and dies that are retiring, and my horrendously tall stack of designer series paper, it's kind of sad. It's sad until I look at, on the other side of the room, all of my new stuff. And so I'm trying not to look at that stuff, because now I need to focus on the retired stuff. But if you have anything that you want me to do a video on, I would be happy to try. So that's all I have for today. Now I have to go cut paper for camp. So if you are in the Indianapolis area, a lot of times people ask, if you are a demonstrator, you're welcome to come. So you just have to pay the class fee. But I've had lots of people message me and ask, but you are more than welcome to come if you're a demonstrator. So you don't have to be in my group. So everybody's welcome. So of course I let my customers have the first spots, but it's very rare. Sometimes at new catalog or Christmas, maybe we might be full, but the rest of the time we're not. So, and if you are a demonstrator, we have a page that's not, I have a group page for my girls, but then there's a big group, and it's creating and sharing the life you love. So you can join us over there, and that's for all demonstrators. So, and if you are a customer and you need a catalog, just go to my website, or you can message me on here, because I should get my catalogs in just a couple weeks, and I'll start sending those out. So if you need one, just let me know. So everybody have a great weekend, and hopefully our sun's back out, so I could turn these lights off, but hopefully everybody has at least one sunny day over the weekend. Everybody have a great weekend. Bye.